Hey everybody, welcome to the January Q&A live stream Google Hangout thingy for Star Power. I'm Michael, the writer.
I'm Garth, I'm the artist. Together
And
we make amazing space comics.
I gotta remember to shut up when I swing it over to you, because you usually finish like the little tagline.
Well, we'll get it right eventually.
One of these days. How long have you been doing this now?
Well, not actually that long. This is
No,
only
not really, no.
you've only done like what, maybe half a dozen of these things?
No, I think we're closing in on 7, maybe 8.
Okay, yeah.
Oh, I know.
Well, time it flies.
This is where Garth and I talk to each other every month. We answer your questions submitted to us. The questions are submitted to us via our Patreon page. For those of you at the $10 a month and above support tier. Didn't get any questions again this month, which makes me think you guys are kind of shy. You don't want to ask us any questions. It's weird because we have $10 a month and above patrons. Like, you guys are there. So it's like, do you want to talk to us at all?
Well, you know, if not, we can ramble about whatever it is that we feel like talking about.
Which is what we're going to do. This is our 3rd month in a row now. Like, nobody submitted any questions to us, so we're just going to talk about whatever the hell we want.
Maybe they just like hearing us ramble.
Maybe so. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. But as a rule, Garth and I, well, we broke that rule last time. We were just talking about Star Wars for half an hour. But when we don't have any questions, we're on a timer. Maybe that's what they're paying for. Maybe they like us on a timer.
They're like, no, they need to shut up more.
They need to shut up. Some of those old broadcasts are like an hour long. So when Garth and I are just rambling to each other with no questions submitted, we're usually on a 15-minute timer. But if you guys submit questions to us, we will talk about your questions and answer them as thoroughly as possible. Sometimes going, I think our longest broadcast was almost like an hour and a half.
I
think.
Yeah, we were talkative. But
we
there
were
was
always talkative.
So, you know.
So, all right. So, before we hit the broadcast button, Garth and I were like, well, what are we going to talk about? And I'm like, I don't know. So I was like, well, we could talk about this more. Like, nope, let's wing it. Let's just do this. Let's just hit the timer and go. Maybe we should figure out what we're going to talk about first and then hit the timer, as opposed to like timer. You know. Anything on your mind? Anything you want to ask me? The last couple of times I've like started by asking you a couple of questions or something.
Sadly, the only things that are really on my mind are politics, and I don't really want to talk about it.
Oh no, God!
Yeah, I know. Tis the season, sadly.
I know, but fuck it. I'm gonna start the timer, chastising you about thinking about politics.
All right then, you do.
Garth, come on, man. we've been through the election. This election garbage for almost a year, I feel like. And you and I had this conversation, I think, at OhioCon over lunch.
Yeah.
I think we were at like some Buckeye Grill or something, because the Ohio State Buckeyes, I think.
I think something like that.
Yeah, and over your shoulder, over my shoulder, it was just politics.
Oh, yes, that's right. That's right.
And I think I'd said to you, oh, fuck, do we really have another year of this?
And the answer is yes.
Yes, we do.
It's awful. It is awful.
Oh. Like, I think I just want to talk. Maybe I want to talk about how much I hate.
And talk about how much you hate politics.
this cycle of politics. It's terrible. It's
terrible. The cycle does make it pretty awful.
What was that?
The cycle does make it pretty awful. More awful than it really has any need to be.
I know. And, like, I don't even want to bring up certain subjects that are bothering me. I just hate politics and the fact that it's just shoved down our throats all the fucking time. And it's important to talk about it. It really is. Like, I feel like it's an important thing to, start a dialogue about, but like.
All too often the dialogue goes the way of all conversations on the internet where two people disagree with each other. It's like,
unpleasant.
I have strong opinion A. It's like, oh well, I have strong opinion B. It's like, well, fuck you and your family. You can burn to the ground. And that's the internet conversation right there. That's politics. That's talking about politics in a nutshell.
I know, and it started happening in person around the presidential elections, man.
If it makes you feel any better, I did have a reasonably polite dialogue online the other day. Yes, regarding healthcare reform of all things. I know, madness. I don't know how it happened.
Did you have this with a unicorn, perhaps? This conversation?
I mean, I don't know, right? It's Facebook, right? It's not like that unicorn picture there in the profile means anything. So maybe there's still hope. Maybe there's hope.
Maybe. I think what bothers me about I think I put my finger on what bothers me about the presidential election cycle and why it gets everybody so confrontational, so aggravated with each other, and like, oh, you have this opinion. Like most other times of the year, I feel, unless you're really getting into it on the internet, most of the times of the year, people's politics just don't come up in conversation. Like generally, again, unless you're going at it on the internet.
Right.
So, like, I feel like most times of the year, you kind of have the people you disagree with, but not to bring that shit up.
As long as you don't bring it up, you can be civil, right? As long as you don't mention it, yeah.
Exactly, because there's no reason to mention it. Because I just thought of this the other day. What I think gets people so riled up about this stuff is like most political conversations. I feel like they are. This is what I would do if I was in charge. And then you get to see like what people would actually do if they were in charge, because they're watching people who are trying to be in charge.
Right.
Tell everyone what they're going to do. And you look at that person on television and go, "Oh, fuck that guy." And then the guy behind you, or if it's like a friend of yours or like a relative or anything, they're like, "No, that's what I would do if I was in charge." Oh, fuck you. That's terrible. But most of the times of the year, it doesn't come up because 99% of us are never going to be in charge of everybody, And I think that's what gets people so riled up, is because you don't realistically have these conversations, because realistically, I'm not running for any kind of office. I don't want to. I like to hypothetically think about what I would do if I was king or sultan or emperor or whatever you want to call me. But I don't want to actually do
God Emperor of the Americas.
God Emperor of mankind, thank you. If I'm going to be God Emperor...
You're aiming for that high tier. Got it.
I'm going to be a God Emperor. Yeah, I don't want to stick to Earth. Carl Sagan said, a fraction of a dot, sir.
Oh, well then.
Right, getting cosmic at the Star Power Q&A. Where there's no
Q's. That one, right? Oh.
So that's what I think. I think it's because people are like.
I think you're right. In the presidential elections do definitely like take the general bullshit of identity politics that, unless you're fighting on the internet, don't come up in conversation a lot, and really puts it out in front of everybody's face and kind of like really hones it in, so like it becomes something it's almost impossible to not get worked up about, which sucks.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and I get especially annoyed at the 24-hour news cycle. Yeah, for pushing people I don't want to hear about. I can name more than a few in this current cycle.
Right. It does seem kind of weird that like at the start of it there were candidates that everyone kind of went, "Oh, come on, this is a joke." Or no one expected anything to ever come of them. They were going to be no one expected them to get any traction or anything. They were too out there. They're too left field, too right field, too outfield, whatever. It doesn't matter, right? One of them was shortstop, and no one likes shortstop, and baseball metaphors. And so no one expected anything of them. But somehow, like, the press wouldn't shut up about them. and now that's all that anyone talks about, and people and I wonder to myself, and I don't know that this is true, right? But I wonder to myself, it's like, did some of these candidates become viable candidates because the press wouldn't shut up about how awful they are? And now people think, oh, they're the only candidate that anybody's talking about. They're the only one that has a chance. I want to vote for the winner.
I absolutely believe.
I hope that's not the case. And if it is the case, fuck you, news.
That's all I've been saying. Fuck you, the news. We're not shutting up about the sensationalist crap. And I'm mad at everybody for eating up the sensationalist crap. Yeah. But then again, I can't really be mad at people, because even me going out of my way not to even see any mention of these fuckers, it shows up.
Yeah.
We've creeped into everything.
Yeah.
God, we sound like old men.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, okay.
Sorry. All right. No, go for it.
Well, this is another thing that's been on my mind about politics in general. I guess the voting is starting to start. I think tomorrow or today.
I think the Iowa caucus is today, so we should have numbers
tomorrow.
Well, end of day today, whenever that is.
Whatever that is, I don't know. But
I don't live in Iowa.
Yeah, I have no idea. So, but I mean, so this now is the first anything vote that anybody's doing.
Right.
Right. But for a fucking year now, we've been hearing in the polls so-and-so is leading. In the polls, so-and-so is leading. I want to know what fucking polls these are. No one's asked me my opinion about anything. Maybe there's a reason. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know where polling groups pick their people from, or how they pick their people. I think a lot of it actually is just like cold calling, like shit. So like if you don't own a landline, you're never going to get pulled for anything. I don't know that that's true for all polling groups, but like I remember hearing that was how at least some of them go about it. So yeah, that might skew things a little bit.
Because I even want to know, not during election season, like where the poll is for like the presidential approval rating. Like even just during a president's term, like their approval ratings are up, their approval ratings are down. I want to be able to say to my friend, like, hey, did you get the call about the approval rating? Or did you go to approvalrating.gov?
I have no idea. I don't know how they do that.
How did you vote? Like, I want to know where these numbers are coming from. Where these because like I feel like I can make up these things. Garth, did you know that 4 out of 5 of all statistics are made up?
I had heard that, yeah.
Fucking politics. I want to go back to
back
to talking about Star Wars movies, comic books. I mean, we can, but like we can't.
So are there any? All right, so segue before we get too angry about things that we clearly like agree with in broad spectrums, and I think a lot of people do. So there's really no use in getting angry about things we already agree about. So segue here.
All right.
Are there any movies coming out that you are excited about?
No.
Really? That is sad. Okay.
I also don't really know what's coming out. We had this conversation the last time. I feel like we did last month. Like, okay, now that we've both seen Star Wars, what are you excited about? And
we did have that conversation, didn't we?
And we were both like, I don't know, because none of the trailers at the Star Wars showing that I went to looked even remotely interesting.
They were strangely depressing trailers.
I know.
Like, there's a lot of like dark and gritty shit, and you're like, Star Wars. Weird.
I hope we're not going that route again.
Well, I'm sure it'll always be around. I am kind of vaguely looking forward to the Deadpool movie. I've never been a huge Deadpool fan. Except I've never like read the Deadpool comics, but like like everyone else, I love like the best parts of Deadpool, like all the like little snippets of panels that you see get shared around the internet because they're fucking hilarious.
I was reading Deadpool when a few years ago when a writer named Daniel Way was the writer, and when I stopped reading kind of in the middle of one of his storylines, just because one of the storylines just didn't do it for me. But hell, he had like a string of like 5 or 6 storylines. I mean, multiple issues each that just had me fucking rolling on the floor. So if you want to look up some good Deadpool, look up for anything by Daniel Way. In my opinion, is the way to go.
I'll check it out.
That Deadpool. Oh man, see, I've been hurt before.
This is the thing, right? This is the thing. It's like I don't know that I want to see the Deadpool movie, or if I just want to see more Deadpool trailers for the Deadpool movie. Because I don't know that the movie will be good, but the trailers are pretty fucking funny.
I know, at like 2 minutes a piece is like, this is pretty hilarious.
Yeah, no, I'd watch an internet series of Deadpool shorts. Fuck yeah.
But like, what, an hour and a half, 2 hours of...
Yeah, I know. And that's one of those weird things that like, what was the fan, well, not fan, but independent, Kung Fury, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like, it wound up being 30 minutes of like every ridiculous over-the-top 80s action film stereotype trope ever crammed into 30 minutes of hilariousness. And I think you were saying this at one point that you know, a lot of people were like, "Oh man, I really wanted it to be like a full-length film," and you're like, "No, 30 minutes is perfect." Like, because after 30 minutes, it just would have gotten old.
Oh, I'm so glad it wasn't 31 minutes. I liked it, but like even towards the end, I was like, I get it, the 80s. I lived there. I grew up there.
Yeah.
But it was still good. I mean, you know,
Yeah,
again, just the right amount of time. Very wise to just cut it off like that. So I mean, I don't know if I'll see it in the theaters. I don't think I've seen a Marvel movie in the theaters since, oh my God, the first Captain America.
Wow.
I wait.
That's fair. The cinemas are expensive.
Yeah, I still haven't seen Ant-Man. I haven't seen the second Avengers. I haven't watched Daredevil or Jessica Jones on Netflix.
They're all pretty good.
I've heard.
I'm sure you have, right? It's not like people have shut up about their
I don't know. You know, I'm more of a DC guy anyway, but their movies haven't been the greatest.
No, but they have been killing it pretty hardcore with like the animated direct to DVD TV films. Those have been really sharp.
I don't know why I don't partake in those more. And I hear that Arrow and The Flash are pretty good TV series.
They are. I enjoy them. I think The Flash is actually going to be much more up your alley than Arrow is. Arrow kind of takes the Dark Knight kind of approach to visual. Are we out of time?
We're out of time.
Oh, well.
All right.
Anyway, watch The Flash. The Flash will probably be your kind of thing.
That's what I hear. I heard that Arrow's all dark and gritty, but The Flash is like, whee!
Yeah, that's exactly right.
That's what I would do if I had super speed. Just run at full tilt. Just go, whee! Not stopping crimes. I'd be scared.
What? Let's see how much Doppler I can get out of this.
Confuse police officers. That's all I would. Not break the law, because I'm going to be speeding in a car.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think that there is a speed limit on foot traffic. There's just kind of an assumed upper bound.
Well, I think it's illegal once you've done something wrong, and then you're running.
Yeah, but it's not how fast you're running that's legal. It's just the fact that you are running. Right? Like, you could saunter away from a crime, and that would probably still be resisting arrest.
Moseying away from a crime scene. Thumbs in your pockets.
As long as the police officer says stop and you fail to do so, yeah.
All right, that's going to do it for the Q&A. Again, if you are a $10 a month patron, please feel free to ask us questions. Not in the YouTube comments, not in emails or Facebook. Got to go to patreon.com/starpower. Shortly after we post this, I'm going to put up February's Q&A question thread post. So you guys can just submit your questions there. It can be as many as you want. It could be 1. It can be 12. It can be about Star Power. It can be about Garth and me. It could be about you. I don't care. We don't care. We may not be able to answer accurately if you ask us things about you, but we'll answer them. Yeah, we will post. We do these every month. If we have questions, we will take as much time as we need to answer them. If we don't, we're going to ramble for 15 minutes about politics and superheroes. How the fuck did that happen this month?
We'll make it more space stuff next time.
Yeah, well, that's good. We'll do space next time.
Space next time.
If no one asks us any questions.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so I am Michael the writer.
I'm Garth the artist, and thank you guys once again for stopping by and watching and supporting Star Power. We're kicking off issue 13 today, so stay tuned for that.
Thank you guys again. See you next month. Bye.